Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my
Welcome back to
channel.
our channel. It is a beautifully chaotic Tuesday, and we absolutely need to talk about the latest bombshells dropping in Genoa City. Are you guys seeing this absolute insanity right now? I am sitting here staring at a glowing screen. My coffee has been cold for 3 hours, and someone check my pulse because I am actually spiraling. I am vibrating at a frequency that can shatter glass right now because the Abbott family just dropped a nuclear bomb on my sanity. Listen, I'm fully prepared to be canceled for this, but I literally have to say it. Jack Abbott is officially the most chaotic man on television, and I am losing my absolute mind over what just went down in this storyline. Basically, Jack and Diane are actually doing the impossible. Diane Jenkins Abbott, the woman who has manipulated her way through fire and brimstone more times than I can count, just gave Jack a legitimate, positive signal about saving their marriage. I am dead-ass tearing up just thinking about the absolute emotional whiplash of this dynamic. For months, we have watched this marriage hang by a thread, completely decimated by secrets, lies, and the looming shadow of Victor Newman. And now, out of nowhere, Diane extends this olive branch. It is low-key the most beautiful and terrifying thing I have ever seen on my screen. They are legacy royalty, okay? Their love story is a masterclass in survival. When Diane looks at him with that glimmer of hope, my heart literally stops. But wait, is it just me, or does this feel like the calm before a catastrophic storm? Because you just know that whenever Jack gets a sliver of happiness, the universe has to step in and completely derail the entire vibe. Seriously, Kyle Abbott is having a full-blown existential crisis over this, and I do not blame him one bit. Kyle sees his parents inching towards a reconciliation, but instead of popping champagne, he is sweating bullets. Why? Because Jack has been secretly cooking up a completely unhinged alliance with none other than Patty Williams to take down Victor. Yeah, you heard me right. Patty Williams! Kyle knows that if Jack gets distracted by playing house with Diane, this incredibly volatile, highly illegal alliance with Patty is going to blow up in their faces. Kyle is looking at the board, seeing all the pieces, and he is terrified. My brain is just failing to process this. Like, how can Jack even think about romance when he is in bed with a literal wild card? Actually, no, wait, maybe Jack is a genius and this is all a front? No, he is genuinely just blinded by love again. My brain is completely stalling out trying to load the reality of Jack's priorities right now. Look, we have to talk about Patty Williams for a second because newer viewers might not understand the sheer gravity of this woman's presence. Patty is not just some random pawn you use in a corporate war. She is a deeply traumatized, highly unpredictable force of nature who operates on a completely different plane of reality. Partnering with Patty is like handing a live grenade to a toddler and hoping for the best. She has a history of mental instability and drastic actions that have reshaped Genoa City forever. So when Jack decided to team up with her to take down the mustache, I was screaming at my television. It was toxic but brilliant. But Kyle is dead ass the only one with any common sense left. He knows that if you make a deal with the devil, you pay the price, and he is not letting his father drag the family into Patty's web of chaos just because Diane batted her eyelashes. Anyway, Kyle corners Jack, and the tension in this scene is absolutely suffocating. Kyle is laying it all out on the line, aggressively pressuring his father to pull the plug on the Patty operation. He is basically screaming that you cannot balance a delicate marital reconciliation with a psychotic revenge plot against Victor. And the crazy part is, Jack is actually listening. We are watching the great Jack Abbott, a man who has spent decades obsessed with defeating Victor Newman, actually hesitate. The emotional weight of this confrontation is staggering. Kyle is low-key stepping up as the patriarch in this exact second, forcing his father to choose between his family's future and his petty vendettas. You can see the gears turning in Jack's head, the sheer agony of having to let go of a master plan because his son is making too much sense. It is a cinematic masterpiece, no cap. Well, whatever happens, happens, right, everyone? Jack actually does it. Under Kyle's relentless pressure, Jack completely pivots, changes his mind and decides to officially cancel the alliance with Patty Williams before things go too far. He pulls the plug. I am sitting here, my jaw unhinged, staring at the wall because I cannot believe Jack Abbott just walked away from a guaranteed strike against Victor. On one hand, I am so proud of him for choosing Diane and his family over his toxic rivalry. But on the other hand, what is he thinking? You do not just walk up to Patty Williams, offer her a seat at the table to destroy Victor Newman, and then say, never mind. That is not how this works. You are dealing with a woman who has nothing to lose and a vendetta that burns brighter than the sun. Jack might have just saved his marriage, but he has effectively painted a massive target on his own back. Seriously, we cannot ignore the Victor Newman of it all. Victor is currently dealing with his own massive family trauma, uniting with Nikki to force Nick into a strict rehab facility. He is distracted. This was Jack's golden opportunity to strike, and Patty was the perfect weapon. By backing out now, Jack is giving Victor the exact breathing room he needs. Kyle might think he saved the family from Patty, but he might have cost them the war against Victor. I am dead-ass pacing around my room because the strategic implications of Jack's decision are so massive, they are making my head spin. Look, let's get into the real disaster here. Patty Williams is going to absolutely lose her mind. When she finds out Jack reneged on their alliance because of Kyle and Diane, her rage is going to be biblical. Jack was her anchor in this anti-Victor crusade, and now she is completely untethered. She is going to feel used and discarded by the Abbott family. And an angry, humiliated Patty is the most dangerous entity in Genoa City, period. She is going to redirect all that chaotic energy, and Jack is going to be completely blindsided when she unleashes her wrath. Basically, this brings us to the most terrifying twist of all. Because Jack is abandoning Patty, she is going to need a new project, a new ally, a new vessel for her chaos, and who is currently sitting right in her orbit, vulnerable, amnesiac, and desperately in need of a guardian angel, Matt Clark. Yes, the timeline absolutely supports this. Patty has already swooped in to rescue Matt from his enemies after Phyllis completely botched her plan to trade him to Nick. Matt is isolated, his memory is wiped, and he is facing horrifying shocks. Patty is going to latch onto him like a lifeline. Jack's decision to cancel the alliance is going to push Patty directly into Matt Clark's arms, forging a bond between two of the most dangerous wildcards in the history of the show. Matt has the dark past, and Patty has the chaotic present. Together, they are going to be an unstoppable, lethal force, and Jack Abbott is completely responsible for creating this monster duo. Sorry, I'm getting a bit off track. My brain is just connecting a million dots right now, and I am overflowing with adrenaline. Okay, anyway, let's get back to the point. Jack chose love. He chose Diane. He listened to Kyle. It is a beautiful, heartwarming moment for the Abbott family, but it is heavily laced with impending doom. The fallout of rejecting Patty Williams is going to echo through Genoa City for months. I am terrified for Jack. I am terrified for Kyle. And I am absolutely living for the unhinged era of Patty and Matt Clark that is about to dawn upon us. This is why we watch. This is why we obsess. And this is why I am wide awake at 3 a.m. screaming into a microphone. The board is set. The pieces are moving. And the Abbott family has no idea what kind of hell they just unleashed.
Thank you for watching my video.
Period.
I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.